Welcome to Speed Reads. How to stop breaking your own heart. Unlock your authentic self. Do you sometimes feel like you're not being true to yourself? Maybe you find it hard to set limits, listen to your gut feelings, or give enough value to your own time and energy. Well, it turns out that many of us are stuck in habits that don't help us grow. This is often because of things we experienced as kids or fears that keep us from moving forward. But what if you could break free from these old patterns and get back in touch with who you really are? Before we begin, please take the time to subscribe to our channel. Your support is greatly appreciated. This summary will introduce you to the main ideas for starting a path to knowing yourself better and growing as a person. You'll see how your childhood shapes your adult relationships, why it's good to face your fears, and ways to create healthy limits. As you grasp these ideas and use them in your life, you'll be ready to build stronger connections with others, make choices that match with what's important to you, and live a richer and more authentic life. Childhood experiences shape our emotional foundations. Your path to self-awareness starts with one important step: grasping how deeply your early life shaped you. This is because childhood experiences and relationships mold our views on love, family, and even self-esteem. These formative events, whether positive or challenging, create the foundation for our emotional responses and thought patterns. Take a moment to consider your earliest memories of heartache or letdown. You might recall a moment when someone's words or actions left an indelible mark on your young psyche. It turns out that these pivotal memories often become the basis for how we perceive relationships and our place in society. The bonds we observe as children, particularly within our family, profoundly influence our concept of love and emotional connections. You may have witnessed examples of unwavering affection or perhaps harmful patterns that you've unconsciously carried into adulthood. Recognizing these influences is the first step to breaking free from unhealthy cycles. It's true that many of us fall into the trap of constantly seeking approval from others, sacrificing our own well-being in the process. This behavior often stems from a deep-rooted fear of rejection or abandonment. You might find yourself overcompensating, always being available, or taking on the role of a rescuer in relationships. While these actions may appear selfless, they can lead to emotional burnout and a loss of identity. In order to embark on the path to authenticity, you need to learn how to prioritize yourself and establish clear boundaries. This doesn't mean becoming self-centered. Rather, you need to start recognizing that your needs and feelings carry equal weight to those of others. In doing so, you'll learn how to strike a balance between empathy for others and self-care. As you continue this self-discovery journey, keep in mind that it's a gradual transformation. You're unraveling years of ingrained behaviors and thought patterns. Be gentle with yourself. Accept that healing and growth occur in stages, and it's perfectly acceptable to make mistakes along the way. Your experiences, both good and bad, have molded you into who you are today, but they don't have to dictate your future. By examining your past, recognizing your patterns, and committing to personal development, you're taking the initial steps towards embracing your true self and fostering healthier, more fulfilling relationships. Confronting fears to embrace your authentic self. Another aspect that stops us from our fullest life is fear. It can often be the biggest roadblock to becoming our true selves. Many of us get stuck in familiar routines, scared to explore the unknown and chase our dreams. Staying still out of worry can make us feel deeply unfulfilled and disconnected from who we really are. You might know this feeling, looking at your reflection and not recognizing yourself. Maybe you've lost touch with your passions and purpose, letting others' expectations or your own doubts guide your choices. Or perhaps you spend all your energy trying to fix others instead of nurturing your own growth and healing. The bright side is that you can always reconnect with yourself and rediscover your value. It starts by facing the worries that keep you trapped in unhealthy patterns. Ask yourself honestly, what's truly scaring me? Often, we're intimidated by our own strength and potential. Changing your inner voice makes all the difference. Replace self-doubting thoughts with statements that affirm your innate worth and abilities. Tell yourself that you deserve to explore life beyond what's comfortable. While change might feel uneasy at first, a new version of you waits to be revealed on the other side. After all, your comfort zone was never meant to be your forever home. By confronting your fears and moving towards positive change, you open up to healing, growth, and finding your authentic self again. You have the inner strength to build the life you dream of. It's just a matter of trusting yourself and taking that first courageous step forward. One thing you should consider is reframing your comfort zone as a discomfort zone. Recognize that what feels safe isn't always nurturing. Our soul yearns to explore its potential, but fear and doubt can hold us back. The next time you face a choice between yes and no, pause and reflect deeply on your motivation. While it's important to set boundaries, don't automatically reject genuine opportunities that could enrich your life. Remember, everything we do now was once new to us. So embrace that childlike openness to new experiences and keep saying yes to life's possibilities. For example, if you've always wanted to try stand-up comedy but kept talking yourself out of it, just sign up for that open mic night. Take that leap. You might surprise yourself with hidden talents or, at the very least, gain a great story to tell. Balancing self-care and meaningful relationships, cherishing yourself, and establishing clear limits are vital for mending our emotional wounds and fostering more positive connections. We often neglect our own well-being while constantly placing others' needs above our own. However, by valuing ourselves, we demonstrate to others how we expect to be treated, laying the groundwork for more meaningful relationships. One of the best ways to nurture self-love is by appreciating time spent alone. In our hyperconnected world, solitude is often undervalued. But unlike loneliness, solitude is a choice that allows for deeper self-discovery and genuine self-awareness. Meditation practitioners and spiritual leaders often view solitude as essential for inner peace and understanding, which lies at the heart of self-care. To start integrating solitude into your life, begin with just 10 minutes daily in a quiet place when you know nobody will interrupt you. Turn off your phone, even on silent mode. Gradually, as you make this a regular practice, build up the minutes. There's no rush, and you don't need to put pressure on yourself to meditate or be mindful for the longest time possible. It isn't a competition, there's no gold star. Just let the time unfold as it will. As you grow comfortable with solitude, you'll gain insight into your relationships and boundaries. You may recognize patterns in your interactions that were previously unnoticed, making it easier to establish and maintain healthy limits. Setting boundaries is a natural progression of self-love. It's about safeguarding the peace you've cultivated through solitude. Be clear about what's changing and why. Some people may resist, especially if they're accustomed to having unrestricted access to you. Your boundaries are not an attack, but a way to protect your energy. If certain people persistently ignore your limits, it may be necessary to limit their access to you. You're not obligated to be a constant resource for those who feel entitled to your time and energy. Know when to step back or walk away. As you deepen your self-love through solitude and boundary setting, you establish a new standard for how you deserve to be treated. This process is ongoing and sometimes challenging, but with patience and practice, you'll find greater peace, stronger connections, and a deeper sense of self-worth. Mindful living creates transformative life experiences. Life often sweeps us into its rapid current of daily tasks and distractions. But what if we pause to reconnect with our inner selves? Let's now take a moment to explore the transformative effect of embracing our intuition and living purposefully. Let's begin by examining intuition. Your intuition is like an inner guide, nudging you toward what truly matters. It might surface as a quiet unease, a quickened heartbeat, or a sensation deep in your gut. These aren't random feelings, they're signals worth paying attention to. So, when doubt arises, instead of dismissing it, consider welcoming it as a messenger. Ask yourself, why is this doubt showing up now? What is it trying to convey? Shifting your perspective can turn doubt from a barrier into a meaningful conversation with yourself, helping to build a stronger sense of self-trust. Living with intention is the natural partner to embracing your intuition. When you listen to that inner voice, you start making choices that reflect your true values. A practical way to do this is by establishing a morning routine that grounds you. For example, tomorrow morning, instead of immediately reaching for your phone, take a few minutes to acknowledge the new day. You might sit quietly, express gratitude, or jot down whatever thoughts come to mind in a journal kept by your bedside. This simple act of grounding yourself can help align your thoughts and intentions for the day ahead. You might even consider setting the stage for your day the night before. Plan your intentions, lay out your outfit, and keep your phone in another room. This way, you avoid the temptation of starting your day with distractions. If restructuring your entire morning isn't feasible, even small changes can make a significant difference. Instead of scrolling through your phone while waiting for your morning coffee, take a moment to look outside and observe the world waking up around you. Along the way, remember that living with intention doesn't require you to meticulously plan every aspect of your day. It's about being fully present in the moments that matter. Even when life gets busy, you can find small opportunities to reconnect with yourself. Step away from your work for a moment, take a deep breath, and silently acknowledge the positive aspects of your life. These brief pauses can help you stay grounded and connected to your deeper purpose. Reclaiming your time for a fulfilling life. Reflecting on our earlier discussion about self-care and relationships, we've touched on setting general boundaries, but now we'll explore how to protect our most precious resource, time. Many of us need to reevaluate our relationship with time. This realization often follows a significant life event that forces us to consider how we're spending our limited hours. Frequently, people discover they've been operating on autopilot, frittering away time on insignificant matters, or constantly reshuffling their schedule to accommodate others. Guarding our time and energy more effectively means becoming at ease with refusing commitments that don't align with our fundamental values or objectives. It's about recognizing that our time is valuable because we ourselves are valuable. As we begin to protect our time, we rebalance our relationships and gain more control over the direction of our lives. Establishing these limits isn't easy, especially for those accustomed to putting others first. As we discussed before, prioritizing yourself isn't selfish or inconsiderate. It's essential to understand that setting boundaries isn't about shutting people out or being unkind. It's about ensuring we can show up authentically, and whoever genuinely cares about us will respect that. How can you start reclaiming your time? Begin by pausing before automatically agreeing to requests. Ask yourself if they align with what matters to you. Practice saying no with kindness and determination. Also, try creating a personal mission statement to guide your decisions, and set aside time each week to review your commitments and see if they still serve you. Throughout this process, remember that valuing your time doesn't mean becoming distant or unreachable. It's about being intentional with how you spend your finite existence on this planet. When you cherish your time, you'll likely find you have more energy and enthusiasm for the people and pursuits that genuinely matter to you. Recapturing your time is an ongoing process, and it might feel uncomfortable at first. But keep at it. Your time is irreplaceable. Start treating it as such. Final summary. In this summary to How to Stop Breaking Your Own Heart by Megan Roxanne, you've learned that by examining how early experiences shape our views on relationships and self-worth, we can set ourselves on a path of personal growth. Recognizing the influence of our formative years helps us break free from negative patterns and prioritize self-care without guilt. Fear often holds us back from living authentically, but facing it can lead to profound personal transformation. Establishing boundaries and valuing our time are crucial steps in reclaiming our true selves. By listening to our intuition and living purposefully, we can create healthier, more meaningful connections and lead a life that aligns with our core values and desires. This approach fosters a sense of balance and authenticity, enabling us to build stronger connections with others and make choices that reflect what truly matters to us. Embracing this mindset allows us to live a richer, more fulfilling, and authentic life. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. See you in the next one.